Well, good morning. Join me in sunny France, in the Champagne region, at a lake called Berniere, or Etang to Berniere. It's about 32 acres, about 5, maybe 600 fish. And yeah, it's been stupid hot. Basically, got here Saturday, it's now Monday morning. Got here about lunchtime, it was about 30 degrees, and we had a quick lap around the lake. Found some fish up in the corner up around my swims 1 to 3, and also in the swim next door to me. And then obviously we had a look at all the other swims, got back to the lodge, done a draw. I come out first, and I had a few swims in mind. I didn't really know which one to choose, so I thought I'd pick swim 12. Now I chose swim 12 because it's in the middle, and I've got the fish down the margin up my left, so I was sort of thought they might travel back down the margin, so I can have a rod there ready to intercept anything that might come through. And also I've got the open water right in front of me, and another margin down to my left, down to my right. The first day didn't really fish, sort of found some spots and baited them, and then went back down to the lodge for a barbecue. I'll show you the rig later on when I bring the rods in, as they're out fishing at the minute. Saturday, I lost one down the left margin. Don't really know what happened. Did sort of a couple of beats and went, just didn't really hook it. I checked the rig in the morning, it seemed alright, still had confidence in it, so I just brushed it over with the fine jag file and put it back out yesterday. Now I have moved that rod out a little bit, as it was right down the margin where I had to walk down underneath the trees and underarm it out, so I moved it out to the other side of the weed bed. There's 2 clear patches on either side. Both obviously areas they like to go. One was maybe more of a control route, but it still looked like it was good for a bite, so I put that one down there, and then I moved it yesterday afternoon. By 9, quarter to 10, half 9, quarter to 10 yesterday, the left hand rod ripped off, and it was a 26-2 mirror. So that was my first fish of the trip, so I haven't blanked, which is a good thing. And then about quarter to 12, maybe, I think, I have to check the phone, one of my open rods went, and that one was fished on a choddy. The area I found was clear, but it had lots of like grassy weed, which is short, so I thought a choddy would be best to be presented on that. And that one went, and that was another 20 mirror, that was 27.8, but that one fought like an absolute steam train. Hell of a scrap. The swims, basically the water's down about 4 or 5 foot, so you've got a lot of weed in front of the swims, which doesn't really cause an issue when netting it, but does a little bit. They sort of hold in it, so you have to sort of chuck the waders on just to get out there and net them. I'll show you the pictures of the fish in a minute. But yeah, today I think it's going to be another hot day today, so me and Ben, who's in the swim next door, we're going to pop off into town to get some supplies, and then get the rods back out later in the afternoon when it's starting to cool down again. Because yesterday, once the temperature started to drop, it dropped quite a bit compared to the first night. They started showing a bit more, there's a lot more activity. So hopefully today, there's forecast a storm, so hopefully today that will arrive, temperatures will drop a little bit, and the fish will keep getting on the munch. Throughout the day, just keep putting the bait in, and see what happens. Yeah, obviously I'm using essential baits. I've got 15mm B5 and 20mm B5. And yeah, well, everything works, so fingers crossed for some more. Steve, who's down by the lodge, he's out of 40, and Ash, who's up in the other bay past me, he's out of 40 as well, so hopefully the bigger ones will turn up soon. But I'll speak to you all in a bit. Right, got another one, number 3. Slightly bigger this time, 29 pound on the nose. Just as I was finishing that little bit with you, the margin rod ripped off again. So that's 3 takes out of 2 from that or 2 out of 3 takes, sorry, from the margin. Happy days. Hopefully the bigger ones are starting to turn up. Let's show you it. There you go. 29-pound mirror on a snowman rig. Same as back home, size 6 Gardner mugger, 15mm central B5 bottom bait, with a 12mm washed out pink B5 pop-up. I said to my friend that I'd come here and fish exactly the same. I wasn't going to change anything, and I haven't. So happy days. I'll show you the other side quickly. There she is. It's the other side of a nice scrap. This one give me a proper ride around in that margin. I thought it'd come off at one point, line picking off the dorsal fin and stuff. Absolute melter. Love it. Let's get him back. Well, since I last spoke to you, I lost one, and it's been pretty quiet after that. My margin spot seems to have died, so taking the rod off of that, found another clear area with a bit of gravel and a bit more of a dog as it goes down. Put a bit of bait over that. Got the rod on it at the moment, but I was just going to quickly show you the rig that done me the 3 fish, and it's basically about 9 to 10 inches long. Got an 1.5 inch there, oily and pop up. Gardner rig ring on the shank of the hook, which is a Gardner mugger in a size 6. A small hooker liner from Gardner. About 1 inch of Trickster heavy braid, which is then tied onto their subterfuge fluorocarbon hook link. It's pretty much a rig I use everywhere. Can't fault it at all. Very rarely drop fish. Fish in here have been stocked, so some new stock fish in here, so some of them have got very, very soft mouths, which could be why I dropped a couple. The second one definitely weeded me up, so quite possibly it weakened the hook hold. At the other end, where you attach it to the clip, I've got a Fox Trans-Khaki anti-tangle sleeve, which obviously aids it when it's casting out, because I'm fishing helicopter style. It just helps it spin around and doesn't loop around like that. That's basically what I've been using. I've changed it slightly now. On my left hand rod on the new spot, I've got basically a semi-stiff brown Gardner hook link, braided coated braid hook link, tied onto a size 6 wide game talon tip with the new Cobra Dark, and that's just got a B5 wafter with a small bit of pink topping it off. And that's 40 yards out to my left to a clear spot. The other 2 rods, the middle runs on a stiff hinge at about 70 yards. Big pop up. The pink seems to be doing the bites, or it has been for me. And then my right hand rod is further over to the right, aiming at swim 6, which is the opposite side of me, and that's on a pink chod, which done me a bite. So I've kept the choddy out there. I'm thinking about changing the middle one. We will see. Hopefully, before we go to the shop, I can nick a bite. That's the rig. Very simple, very effective, and I can't fault it. Get on the combi.
So it's probably another 24 hours since last spoke to you. It's proper hard going. I'm pretty sure they've had a go at spawning. There was loads of weed on the lake yesterday, just floating around. So yeah, it's proper hard going. I lost one yesterday out in the boat, took me out into some weed. I ain't had a touch since, so I've put my left hand rod back down the margin. I've moved my middle rod over to the spot I found at 40 yards out. and I've put the choddy on the open water spot which went off yesterday. Started bringing in a bit of weed, so look, it's obviously a very small clear patch, and if you're not on it, you're not on it. So I'll put the choddy out there. Hopefully they're a bit more happy in eating in the weed, and we'll have to see what happens. But rods are back out anyway, and there is the odd fish coming out up to my left where Ash is fishing, so hopefully they'll move down and get back on my margin or one of my other spots. But like I say, it's been very quiet, although that was a nice fish that just showed out there in front of my mate Ben. That's the proper show. It's the first one we've seen since we've been here during the day, so that's kind of promising. Just need some out in front of me now. But yeah, I'll give you another run through my rigs in a bit, and hopefully next time you see me it'll be before the rig chat and I'll have a fish on the bank. But until then, goodbye. Right, I just thought I'd run you through the bait I've been using. Basically, I've got a mixture of 15s and 20 or 16s and 20s of the essential baits, B5, shellfish, boilie. On the margin spot down to my left, I've been crumbing them up, making them into halves, chucking them out as whole baits like this, just to give them something different to you know, a few different options when they're down there. And also by breaking them up, it releases all the attractors nice and quick. I'm also adding to it some shellfish B5 liquid cut food, which is a lot thinner than the B5 boilie plug, which I've also been using. And my hook baits, which are up here, don't think you can see, but I've got them in a little air dry bag. I've been spraying them with the Tomato Red bait spray, which is new out this year. And basically I've got the one which will match the boilie perfectly, basically. And the red's the red fruits. And to top it off, I've been using the red salmon, which is another good additive for baits, especially in the spring to autumn months, as it will be soaked in by the boilie and released throughout the day. Now the leads I've been using, they're Southwest leads. I'm sure you've all seen them on Facebook. I've got their 2 ounce trolly lead, 3 ounce and 3.5 distance lead, which has got the swivel with the big ring on the end. And I've also got their new heli distance lead, which has just got a ring on it, ideal for the heli clips from Corda and Nash and such like. On a couple of the rods I've been using pop-ups, and even on the margin rod I've used a pop-up, but I've been using the washed out pink B5 pop-up from Essential again, and that's what I seem to have picked my fish up on. I know Ben next door, he had his on a bottom bait with a pink topper as well, so that's what's been doing the damage for me out here on Berniere. I've dropped 3, I've had 3. But there are still fish being caught, mainly up to my left, which is promising because there's no one else apart from one person obviously up to my left, but it's a massive bit of water. But I've come to France, first time in France, and I haven't changed anything. I've just come with what I know, and I've just fished how I know. Normally I'd like to use particle, but then you're not allowed to use particle on here, so it's just an all-out boilie approach for me. That's about it really. Essential baits, to bring any bait, you don't have to bring what I'm using, but any bait will work. Just whatever you're comfortable and confident in. So yeah, that's it.
afternoon. Reeled him in at about lunchtime, sort of just after I had the bite yesterday, and the one that I had a bite on was all tangled, which was a shame. I think I would have had a bite if it wasn't tangled. So kind of glad I reeled in, but we spent the day down the lodge. It's just so hot over in this swim. We don't get any shade until the sun's pretty much set, so you get the heat of the day all day, every day. But the rods are back out. I've put a bit of bait out, put a bit of red salmon oil and B5 plug over the boilies to rehydrate them. There's like one spot out there, one spot over in that direction, and one just down to my margin. So hopefully we'll get a bite. If not, hopefully tomorrow morning, lunchtime-ish, we'll get a bite. There's due a storm tomorrow, so we'll see what happens. But hopefully see you with the fish on the bank soon. It's our final day, final full day in fact, so the lake was quite active last night. There was a couple of fish up to my left in Ash's swim that was caught. I believe he had 2 40s. Steve in peg 8, he had a 32 last night, and Keith in peg 10 had, I believe, 2 40s and a 30. So me and Ben sat in the middle, didn't really have much action, but there was a lot of action on the water. There was a lot of fish showing in the areas that we're fishing as well, so hopefully today, there's been a storm, it's been due all week, but today the weather app's saying it's still arriving today at about 1 o'clock, so hopefully that'll turn up, dump a load of nice fresh cold water into the lake, and they'll get their heads down a bit more. I redone my rods this morning, put them back onto the spots which have done me fish, tried moving them a bit, see if they've moved off those areas and they're nearer to weed, but nothing's happened, so just seen a nice fish show out in front of peg 7 actually. But like I say, the last couple of days I think they've had more spawning on their mind than feeding. It's only been the odd ones that have been getting caught. So I'm hoping, as long as the storm does turn up and it don't get too hot, rods will be in all day. Might redo them later on because there are crays in here. My left hand rod got done over by crays last night when I reeled in this morning. I noticed all the hook bait was chewed up, so hopefully we can nick one out before I go. It'd be nice to have one. One of the bigger ones would be nice. I think I've been a bit unlucky with weights, but nevertheless I caught some fish and I thoroughly enjoyed myself. So until tomorrow, unless I get a fish, I'll see you all then. Right, number 5 of the trip. Nice little mirror. Haven't weighed it yet, but I'm reckoning up at 20. Very lively. And again, that one on the washed out pink B5 stiff end rig. Cracking little mirror. Getting back. I think this is number 6 now. Another upper 20. Seems like the big one seems to be eluding me somewhat. This one was again stiff hinge rig on the washed out pink B5 pop up. What a cracking little mirror. Hoping one of the big ones turn up. This one was about 29.14 I think it was on the scales. So we're getting closer. The time's quickly running out. Just getting back, you get the rod back out.
final morning of a pretty decent night, really. Week in total, we've had 6. I think we've hit 30, maybe a bit more on the whole week, 30 fish. So yeah, it's been a good week. Been slow at times, been very, very hot. Fish are definitely grouped up at one stage, but on the whole it's been a good week. Till next time.